So when we say that Allah has forbidden oppression for himself, and he has made it forbidden amongst you, so do not oppress one another. It's something that accepting this helps us and really protects us and gives us strength in the long run. Whereas when we start to challenge God and blame the oppression which takes place, which happens upon God, and why God has allowed this to happen, and then we then are such advocates for freedom of speech and freedom of choice and freedom of how can we put both together, such as also having freedom of choice and freedom of action, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and at the same time there not be any wrongdoing in the world. You know, if we are given freedom of choice, we are given the freedom of choice to do good or to do bad, and some people do good and some people do bad. And when we see that amongst ourselves, and then some people, due to the lack of proper thought or such circumstances in their life which blocks them from trying to access these types of thoughts, then they would blame God for oppression which takes place or wrongdoing which takes place. So he says oppression. So oppression would be treating unjustly, wrongdoing. Linguistically, when we look at the word, usually Arabic words, they have a linguistic meaning, and then they have a meaning when we're studying it within the studies of prophetic narrations or jurisprudence. We would have it that there's another meaning, that this meaning in context. So we'll have what it means linguistically, and then we'll have what it means in context. So in linguistically, it means placing something where it doesn't belong. When we say wrongdoing, or when we say dhulm in the Arabic word, it means placing something where it doesn't belong. So doing wrong to Allah by disbelieving in Allah or denying his existence, where there are inclinations and strong inclinations to within us from when we are born, which show some sort of inclination to there being a creator, to there being a cause behind everything. For every effect to take place, there must be a cause. But disbelieving in Allah, the creator, where Allah has placed signs in the horizons and within ourselves, so that it may be clear that there is a creator there. And many of the people, you know, it's sad, you know, I cannot say all, and it will be wrong of me to generalize, but many of the people who end up disbelieving in a God. So I'm not talking about people of other faiths or religions. I'm talking about people who completely deny or challenge or say that there's no God, or believe in any other cosmological discourses as to the origin of the universe. Many of the times it's because it's a reaction. It's many of the times it's a reaction. They've gone through something in their life, or they've been made aware, or they've watched, or they've studied things which have taken place, and it's like an emotional reaction to just say God doesn't exist, and to hate God, and to always be in that phase of challenging the existence of God. So when knowing that there's a deity and that there's a creator, that there is a being above all, then that being is worthy of worship because he is the divine and the creator. And when we don't face that being with worship, then we are placing something where it doesn't belong. So that image, that part at the top of the triangle where we place God, or where other people place evolution, or where other people place science, let's say, they're placing in that box, or in that highest level of the hierarchy, they're placing something which shouldn't be there, which is wrongdoing, because they won't have, or they don't have the necessary attributes for them, or for it to have divine or to have divinity. There's necessary attributes, like for example, that it's not created, that it doesn't have a cause. that the creator doesn't have a cause, doesn't have a beginning, doesn't have an end. If your creator has an end, then how can he be divine? If your creator has a beginning, then how can he be divine?